Just like you drew it up, huh? Just like you drew it up?
Not exactly. I didn't really want to win off my back, and I trained so much stand-up, so you know, I definitely wanted to show a little more. But whenever he, you know, I went for a flying knee and he kind of hit my shoulder and I fell, lost my balance, and when he came into my guard, I was like, okay, let's work a little bit from here, and I got stuff going right away, so we just went with it.
How nice is it though to know that you have those instincts that when something like that does happen that you don't expect, you know, to kind of be knocked off balance like that, that it's not that big of a deal for you to adjust quickly?
Yeah, for sure. That has a big impact on my stand-up game. I can pretty much throw whatever I want and not have to be scared of a takedown. I mean, you saw my last fight, I did a lot of, you know, front kicks and jumping knees and things like that, because I'm not worried about getting taken down. And if they engage with me on the ground, I'm very confident that I can make something happen there. So that's just all the years of jiu-jitsu paying off.
Can you talk a little bit about being able to stay in a fight this week, period? I know you were appreciative toward Gerald, you know, earlier this week just for taking the fight, but how much did that throw you off as the days wore on, or did it even have an impact?
You know, it definitely has an initial impact. You know, like I said, I woke up Tuesday morning with a text on my phone right there saying, you know, you don't have an opponent at this point. And so that'll shake you up a little bit, you know, but fortunately everything got put together so fast, so I immediately could refocus, and, you know, Gerald also being a wrestler, being a southpaw, you know, really helped a lot. If I would have fought a conventional fighter after training too much for 2 months for a southpaw, it definitely would have, you know, kind of threw off my preparation. But everything, you know, worked out well. I feel like Gerald was about as best of a replacement as we could get, you know, great name, tons of experience. And like I said, he kind of fell into what I was training for really well.
Do you think it's really about how quickly you want to get back in there, or what level of opponent you want to have next?
Man, you know, for me, like, I just want to do whatever it takes to get me to the title, to fighting for the belt. You know, if that could be the next fight, that'd be great. I mean, that's what I was, you know, under the impression of with the fight with Salter. That was a #1 contender. No one else, at this point, I don't think anything really makes sense other than fighting for the title or trying to redo this Salter fight. So, you know, he's 5-0 in Bellator, I'm now 4-0 in Bellator. So either the title or Salter, I think that's all that makes sense, and that's what I want. I mean, my goal for 2018 was to be the Bellator, you know, middleweight world champion. That's all I'm dreaming about. That's what inspires me, motivates me, and I'm working very hard to achieve that.
With a night full of submissions that's going to go down in the history books, was it a little frustrating for you to not get to test yourself against someone as good at submissions in this division as you?
No, it wasn't frustrating. You know, I think it was just a great night for jiu-jitsu, and you know, I'm sure Salter and I mean, it's only a matter of time. It's going to happen, you know, and we'll, you know, get our opportunity. But you know, tonight was a whole nother challenge, and Gerald's never been submitted before in all of his 30 fights. So you know, I'm once again very thankful for Gerald for stepping up. He's a tough guy. Took him very serious, even though he didn't have much time to, you know, no time to prepare. But you know, I'm still pretty proud of the fact that I submitted a guy that never been submitted before, and he's been fighting at the highest level of competition forever. So it was a good night.
What if they gave a submission?
Rafael with an R. Do you feel, obviously at Bellator 200, Michael Carvalho is going to defend against Gerald Musasi, probably the favourite in that. Do you think you're ready for the kind of experience of a Musasi if he wins that title? Are you actually ready for that now?
Man, I think I am. I totally believe I am. You know, this is, even though I've only had 8 fights now, this is a lifetime of work. I've been competing my whole life, and you know, I'm kind of getting used to being the underdog and going against guys that have a lot more fights than me. So, you know, now's my time. I'm coming into my prime, physically, mentally, technically, and I'm not here to mess around.
Is there a sense that you can't leave it too late because you are not a spring chicken, if you like?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to mess around. I want to go all the way. So whoever's the champ, that's my target. That's what I'm going for.
How do you think that title fight will go?
I'm you know, two great martial artists. Nothing but respect and great things to say about both of those fighters. But honestly, I'm kind of leaning a little towards Carvalho in that match.
Is that because you want to fight him rather than Musasi?
No, I just think that, you know, they're in two different directions, and you know, Carvalho's stand-up is you know, the best, and you know, it could really go either way. But if I had to bet, I would bet him.
Is one of them a tougher fight than the other for you?
I wouldn't say that. No, I don't think so. I think they're both very good, very tough. Yeah.
Last question is.
As a guy who's been a World Jiu-Jitsu champion yourself, how do you feel about Dillon Danis and his debut in Bellator tonight?
You know, good for him. He got his first victory. He's got to, you know, feel what it's like out there. It's a little different. You could kind of see in the beginning, you know, wanting to, you know, make contact. You know, the stand-up game changes everything, and unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about having to start on the feet. So hopefully he'll continue to evolve, but you know, it's hard to just go out there and full guard. So hopefully, you know, I'm sure he's going to learn from this and just keep getting better. But it's a great night for Jiu-Jitsu. Definitely happy to be a part of the kind of Jiu-Jitsu party that tonight was.
Thank you.
No more questions, but can I make a comment? Nice shirt, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Good for you.
Very nice.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.